Welcome to Ride Awoke with Wally Wonder. I'm your host, Wally Wonder. It's pretty dark out here, so I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see me in this video. I tried to get near some light. It's a little dark and cold. Actually, a little scary out here. But anyway, I definitely wanted to get this video shot and put on my channel. Um, anyway, so basically, there are a lot of conspiracies out there on the internet right now. There's a lot of people saying different things. There's a lot of people saying that our government's planning on cracking down on us, planning on martial law. That they have prior knowledge of the financial collapse and there's Agenda 21, and they're planning on killing off tons of people. And so there's a lot of these conspiracies out there. We'll call them conspiracies for now. There's a lot of this out there, and and some people say, well, that's the truth, and people need to wake up and they need to pay attention. Other people say that it's just a bunch of crap, and a bunch of people who should be wearing tinfoil hats, are out there being the ones who are saying this stuff, and we look at some of the popular ones. You got like Alex Jones. A lot of people will instantly say, if you say anything, any kind of like conspiracy oriented, something on that nature, somebody eventually brings up Alex Jones, which I don't know. Before I ever heard Alex Jones, these theories are out there, and personally, I'm not really a big fan of Alex Jones. It's too much production. I don't know, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't know if he's in it to inform people or if he's in it for himself. I can't really say. Personally, his videos don't really move me. There are other people I do watch, and actually a lot of people I have just kind of stopped watching just because of predictions that didn't come true, or certain things like that. But let's talk about what people like David Icke and stuff. I don't get down with that. But let's talk about what I do know for a fact. I do know that right now in American culture there is a war on the American family. You look at the fact that there's a lot of single mothers out there, and there's a lot of reasons. Yeah, you can say, maybe the father left, maybe, there's a lot of situations that can put that into place. But the fact is, I know for a fact that they make it very easy for the man to be put out the house, and the men have to basically bend over backwards and fight tooth and nail a lot of times to be in their children's lives. And I also know that a lot of children being raised by single mothers end up in prison, end up in gangs, end up dead, end up not graduating high school, end up not going to college. Some do, but a lot of them don't. A vast majority of them don't. And I know that's something that our government does not address, as far as how can we make some kind of different changes in the policy, because basically right now the policy is kick the man out, give the woman money, and so the man's no longer needed. So I know that's a fact. I've seen it in my own life, and I fought to be in my kids' lives, but it's not easy, but I guess it's rewarding because that's what you have to do as a father. Also, when it comes to other things I know, as far as people say, well, the government, well, they said it on the news, you got the Snowden guy. It's been said, okay, so they can tap your phone. I mean, they've been saying this for years. I was living in one town and had a bad drug problem, and that's how they would bring down a lot of drug rings. They just put it in the paper. They just start tapping phones. Eventually, they tap enough phones, get the whole drug ring, bring everybody down. So the government, if local law enforcement is using phone taps to bring down drug dealers, then definitely our government is tapping our phones to see what we're up to. So that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's another fact that I know. As far as like the police state, people say, well, you know, one day the cops are going to be able to come into your home. They're going to be able to do this and this and that for you. Now, as a black man, I've experienced that so many times. I've been stopped walking. You know what I'm saying? I just walking down the street. Cops come up to me. What are you doing? You know, I'm not just recently. I'd say, well, not too recently, but you know, a little less than a year ago. I was in another town here, and I had 5 cops roll up at me, you know, with guns and tasers drawn. And they weren't even telling me why. I was freaking out. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were psychotic. I'm like, what do you guys want? Like, get the hell away from me. Like, get the fuck away from me. We're going to search you. You got any weapons? And I'm like, why are you asking me this shit? And fucking search me, look for weapons. Later they told me that, maybe the moon just came out from behind a cloud. Man, it's a bright moon. Whew, even creepier. Anyway, so basically, somebody had said that they seen me brandishing a weapon, which I didn't have any weapons on me. They ended up searching me, you know, all that. I really had no say-so in it, in the matter. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to say, you know, you can't search me, you don't have the right to do this and stuff like that. But when they have guns and tasers pointed at you, there's only, you know, you can fight, and then you're going to be like, don't tase me, bro. You know, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had no choice but to let them search me. And I've had things like that happen before. You know, one time a police officer detained me for a half hour, just got off work. Detained me for a half hour saying, oh, yeah, you committed these crimes. You were in his bathroom doing drugs, doing all this. Later on, they saw the other guy who did it. Turned out to be like a black man who was like 70 years old. Guy had gray hair, dressed nothing like me, looked like he's totally off the street. And but they still detained me. And so as a minority, that's nothing new to me. And so I can definitely see that being a possibility. Now, as far as covert wars, yeah, we do that. We fight covert wars. We do. We have to keep American interests in power. And, you know, and as far as our dollar being devalued, you can look at any major news network and they will tell you that our dollar is losing value. You know, it's losing value to other currencies. So you can't, you know, that's also a truth that our dollar is losing value. So, I mean, that's a truth too. Now, a lot of people will, you know, see a lot of videos, you know, I get out there and I rant and I rave. And, you know, one of the main points that I get out there and do that for is just because we have uneducated voters. And that's the main thing is people just need to be more educated on their candidates, more educated on their vote. You know, we had a whole entire election that was based off emotion. You know, a whole entire president election. There was, all you hear was racism and gay marriage and abortion and you know, those issues are important to the individual people, but you know, the majority of people aren't having abortions. The majority of people probably aren't even racist, and the majority of people are not homosexual. You know, the homosexuals deserve to have their right, you know, to get married or whatever, and I think the more, you know, you just kind of just give them the equal rights, the less that we will actually hear about this topic. But the fact is, you know, those are the issues of the election, and instead of, you know, the economy and, you know, our foreign policy and, you know, our true policies on these wars and things like that. And people don't like to get educated on those things. People just, they'll watch a network news station. Then they all have agendas. You know, they all have agendas. MSNBC, I'm sorry, I'm not an Al Sharpton fan at all. He race baits all the time. You know, there's a lot of issues going on in the black community, but if an issue comes up where there's a white person involved, he jumps all over it, you know, just to fire up that racial button in you. So I know that's true. I know they're doing that. I know that the media is only controlled by 4 major companies. That's like no big secret. You know what I'm saying? You can learn that in a freaking one-on-one level mass communications class. Okay, so that's not a big freaking secret. The very few companies control all of our media. That's not a fucking secret. You know, so I mean, you can so that's not a conspiracy. That's the truth. You know, and it's also true that that stations like MTV or other stations like that, what they do is they use well, they basically just try to manipulate you into being a certain way, into acting a certain way, into buying certain products, into reacting a certain way, into feeling like you have to be a certain way to fit in. And that's not a big secret. It's not a big secret that America is full of consumers. You know, we're a consumerist country. That's not a big secret. Look at Black Friday. People are fighting over fucking TVs. So it's not a big secret that we're a consumer-based economy, that we're a consumer-based country. That's not a big secret, okay? It's not. It's also not a big secret that our public schools suck. You know, that's not a big secret. You know, you can look at the American test scores, look at the dropout rate, and everything else that are going on in the public schools. So there's no big secret that is going on. So, maybe some of these theories that they're throwing out there aren't true, but maybe some of them are. But, I mean, the last thing you want to do is, especially, like, don't come on my channel, please don't, saying, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, because first of all, we have to try it the right way first. The right way is becoming educated. The right way is try to get the right candidates in office. The right way is trying to get rid of the two-party system that just leans on each other. Can't trust the Republicans, can't trust the Democrats. Stop letting them divide us with petty, stupid issues. And let's get down to the real deal, and let's find some candidates that are really out there for the American people and not bought and sold by corporations. That's also not a big secret, because you know why it's not a big secret? Because one side accuses the other side of being bought and sold by corporations. They accuse each other of that shit back and forth. So it's obviously probably true, So that's not a big secret either. But, the main thing is, we need to get out there. We need to be more informed. We need to try to use the American legal system the way it's supposed to be used, and try it that way. But as long as we're, if we're divided as citizens, we're never going to really have any kind of real change. We're only just going to be going for the guy that pushes your emotional hot buttons at the time. And that's basically how we vote. And that's basically why we're in a lot of mess we're in, and why a lot of people feel disenfranchised. And another thing that I would say is true is people are over-medicated. It's so easy to get some depression medication from a psychologist. People don't even know the long-term effects on some of these medicines that are out there, some of these synthetic medicines. People will take it, and then all of a sudden you find out later, hey, risperidol makes little boys grow breasts. Or you find out a little later, hey, this medication may cause cancer, or this and this and that. So people, that's another fact that people don't look for more healthier, natural alternatives. God, I say God, and it's not like I'm trying to preach religion. I believe in the Creator. So the Creator put us on this earth with everything we need to survive, and so we could find more natural ways of healing ourselves and things like that. Just like I live in Colorado. Marijuana is legal now, and a lot of people say it helps them with their problems. Pain. And things like that. So there's natural ways out there of healing ourselves. We don't always have to just go to the doctor and pop a pill. So those are the things I know that are true. And those are the things that you can look up yourself. So you don't really have to go, so it's not a conspiracy if it's right in front of your face. Anyway, this has been Wide Awoke with Wally Wonder. I'm out. Thank you.